Nikki Catsouras was an 18-year-old college freshman. She had her whole life ahead of her. But tragically, she would never get to see what her life would become, and she would be remembered for her horrifying, gruesome death that will become memorialized on the internet forever. Thanks for tuning in. I'm the True Crime Queen. I post videos about celebrities, controversial cases, and other spooky content. If that interests you, stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. Nikki Catsouras was born on March 4th, 1988. She lived with her family in the Ladera Ranch neighborhood in California. Nikki's parents, Christos and Leslie, and their 4 daughters lived in an upscale community with man-made parks and multi-million-dollar homes. The family ate dinner together almost every night. Nikki's family described her as a shy, free-spirited photography student at Saddleback College who loved to work with children with special needs. From the outside, the Catsouras family seemed to have it all. But the family's life wasn't as picture-perfect as it may have seemed. Family members say Nikki had surgery to remove a brain tumor when she was 8. According to Newsweek, it turned out to be benign, but Nikki had to undergo intensive radiation. Doctors told her parents the effects of that treatment on her young brain might show up someday, possibly by causing changes in her judgment or impulse control. The LA Times reports by mid-2006, she was confined to a psychiatric ward for 3 days after using white powder, which she claimed a boyfriend had given her. On October 30th of the same year, her father said he confiscated her car keys after she confessed to having used white powder again. October 31st, 2006 would change the lives of the Catsouras family forever. That day, without permission, she took her father's Porsche, a car she had never driven before. Her family suspected it might have been an attempt to avoid a doctor's appointment and another potential hospitalization, according to the LA Times.
It could have been the beginning of schizophrenia. We were going to find out that day. She had an appointment at 3 to see a neuropsychiatrist.
Both of Nikki's parents called 911 after she left the home. Leslie Catsouras says she saw her daughter leave, then called her husband at work, who began driving around trying to find his daughter and called 911. Investigators say Nikki was accelerating to more than 100 miles per hour along the 241 toll road in Lake Forest, according to CBS News. She clipped a Honda, crossed all northbound lanes, then the center divider. It hit a dip, causing it to go airborne. The black convertible then crossed all southbound lanes of traffic and flipped upside down against an unmanned concrete toll booth. Nikki lost her life upon impact. Her head was nearly severed, and she was pinned in the wreckage. The lone person in the Honda was transferred to a hospital with minor injuries. Her father, after he arrived at the scene, was prevented from seeing the crash site. Investigators say traces of white powder were found in her system. The accident was so gruesome, the coroner wouldn't allow her parents to identify their daughter's body. According to investigators, 2 California Highway Patrol officers took photos of the accident scene, which are supposed to be used only for investigative purposes. In one photo, her nearly severed head is drooping out of the shattered window of her father's Porsche. Just weeks after her passing, pictures of Nikki's accident scene began appearing on the internet. Her parents sued the California Highway Patrol after the agency took responsibility for the leaked images. According to Keith Bremer, an attorney for the Catsouras family, one of the officers emailed some of the photographs to a dispatcher, and then the dispatcher emailed them to others outside the police department.
3 weeks after the accident, it was on 35 websites. By January of 2007 was when it was on thousands of websites.
Every day we'd get another phone call. Somebody else saw them. My neighbors were seeing these photographs with kids in the neighborhood, kids from Nikki's school.
Former California Highway Patrol dispatch supervisors Aaron Reich and Thomas O'Donnell were sued for negligence, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress for emailing the accident scene pictures to family and friends, according to the OC Register. Shortly after Nikki's passing, Christos, who was also a local real estate agent, opened an email that appeared to be a property listing. To his horror, the email contained a picture of Nikki's accident scene, captioned with the words, "Woohoo Daddy, hey Daddy, I'm still alive."
We've tried to go to the websites themselves, and some of them have been cooperative, but for the most part, they tell us to take a hike.
I'm really struggling with my anger towards a lot of people, not just the internet, but with the California Highway Patrol. And every time we turn around, there's something else on the internet that's harmful towards us.
The Catsouras family spent thousands in legal fees in an attempt to stop strangers from displaying the grisly images. Despite this, the photos spread like wildfire around the internet, making their way to thousands of websites, according to an investigator hired by the family. The images became so persistent that Nikki's mother, Leslie, stopped checking her email. Nikki's 3 younger sisters were forbidden from using the internet, and her 16-year-old sister, Danielle, was homeschooled out of fear that other students might confront her with the pictures. Leslie told ABC News, quote, "Everybody I know has either seen them or they know someone that's seen them. This was an expensive car, and it was a young girl, and she was also a very pretty girl. It was also Halloween, so it was just the perfect recipe for something like this." Her father, Christos, said, quote, "People say that she deserved to die. She was irresponsible, driving fast. We understand that, but she didn't deserve to die, and especially in the manner that she died." 39-year-old Thomas O'Donnell, a 19-year CHP veteran, had been suspended for 25 days without pay. 30-year-old Aaron Reich quit soon after. Aaron's attorney says his client sent the images to relatives and friends to warn them about the dangers of the road. The Catsouras family sued the CHP, Thomas O'Donnell, and Aaron Reich for negligence, privacy invasion, and infliction of emotional harm, among other charges. In 2008, it was dismissed by a superior court judge, who threw out the lawsuit, saying that the agency had not breached any legal duty to the family, according to the LA Times. But that changed in 2010, when the state's 4th District Court of Appeal reversed the decision. The ruling redefined law in California as it relates to death images and the privacy rights of surviving relatives. A CHP spokesperson said in a statement, quote, "No amount of money can compensate for the pain the Catsouras family has suffered. We have reached a resolution with the family to save substantial costs of continued litigation and a jury trial. It is our hope that with this legal issue resolved, the Catsouras family can receive some closure." Over the years, the family has gone through extended efforts to find ways to remove the photos from websites. But as soon as they were taken down on some sites, they will be posted elsewhere.
Online, you don't see what you've done to them. And I want them to see what they've done to us.
When those guys sent out those pictures, they didn't think in a million years it was going to do what it did to our family, and it's ripped us apart.
I'm gonna miss running around campus with the camera in my hand.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video and continuing to support the channel. Please leave your thoughts and condolences for the Catsouras family below. I also want to send my thoughts and prayers to anyone feeling the effects of Hurricane Ida. Love y'all and be safe out there.